when your hard work is recognised. And today, a man from Leicester who's behind a project which shed light on the Anglo Sikh Wars of the 1840s is going to see his work featured on the telly later on. Now, of course, this conflict between the Sikh Empire and the East India Company was the subject of an exhibition which has been held at Leicester's Newark Houses Museum. That was earlier this year. Gurinder Singh Mann was behind that exhibition and sort of helped put it all together. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Just remind us a little bit about that exhibition and the story that it was telling.
Okay, yeah. So we'd actually undertaken this exhibition called Anglo Sikh Wars, Battles, Treaties and Relics. And it was held at the Newark Houses Museum, like you've just said. And it actually drew over 12,000 visitors to the exhibition. And what we'd done is we'd actually collated things off the battlefield from the Punjab, which was actually held at regimental museums all across the UK. So we were able to actually show these relics which were actual from the battlefield, including like a Bible, say, from the Battle of Chillianwala. And we also had a Sikh scripture which we'd actually borrowed from the University of Leicester. But what we'd done as part of this exhibition, we'd also incorporated technology as well. So we'd started 3D modelling objects and also using augmented reality. And I think that's what gave us the success overall in terms of the project.
Yeah, so it was something, that wonderful mix of the tangible reality of the old bits and pieces, but then enhanced by the new stuff as well.
Absolutely.
And it meant that it caught the eye of Antique Roadtrip, which is a programme that's on in the afternoons. I'm rather partial to it myself, it has to be said. So just tell me a little bit about the programme and how the link was established.
Well, the programme's it's Celebrities Antiques Roadtrip, which is where individuals go around and they're trying to sell items, so forth and so forth. I think in terms of their kind of contact with us, they were actually very interested in our exhibition, which they'd heard about. However, the exhibition had finished by the time they wanted to get involved in what we were doing. And as part of our project, we'd actually been going around touring Leicester and other places as well in terms of a pop-up exhibition. So what we'd said to them was, well, we've got a pop-up exhibition going on. So what we'll do is we'll actually recreate a part of it in New Walk Museum. So we'd actually lined up our pop-up exhibition and brought in some specific kind of Sikh armoury as well. So we had like a quoit, we had some like swords as well, which we're able to display and hopefully just come through on the programme today. Yeah,
so some great stuff to see. And the presenter, it's Felicity Montague, isn't it?
That's correct,
she was particularly interested, wasn't she? How did she respond?
I think she really enjoyed actually filming because she has a link with the Sikhs and the Punjab as well, because her father actually served in the Punjab as part of the British Indian Army, you see. And essentially, you know, it was great for her to see that particular link because the Anglo Sikh Wars were about actually conflict between British and the Sikhs in a sense. And however, after the annexation of the Punjab in 1849, the Sikhs, were recruited as part of a bigger kind of force, and which led to their conscriptions into World War I and World War II as well.
So hence the link, the link for her, and how I bet she was quite moved, wasn't she? How did she sort of react when she saw the items?
I thought she was really moved because it brings these kind of old stories into reality in a sense as well. You actually get to figure out, what actually took place during that time. But, in a way, it kind of transported her back as to what her father might have actually seen in a modern period in terms of what the Sikh people are like in the Punjab, for instance. Yeah.
So how was it with the filming and being part of it? Was that eye-opening?
It was absolutely fascinating, actually. I don't probably need to tell the initiated, but it's a long day in a sense. It's many hours of filming, and for a smaller segment. But it's really great because we actually learned a lot about filming as well in terms of how objects can be displayed as well. We, in terms of how the best way to actually come across as well. So we've been on TV as well as part of the Sikh Museum Initiative, but it was a very, very fascinating and, eye-opening day all round for myself and the other volunteers and team members as well.
Now you could get used to this, bit of stardom. Do you know when it's on?
Yes, it's on between 7 and 8 p.m. today on BBC Two. So it's a Celebrity Antiques Road Trip, and it'll feature our segment on the Anglo Sikh Wars.
Great, we'll look out for it. It'll probably be on the iPlayer as well, won't
Absolutely,
it? So lovely to be recognised. So well done.
Thank you.
Enjoy that. And actually, Felicity Montague is going to be on BBC Radio Leicester a little bit later on, talking about this very thing. You can hear her with Mike McCarthy on his programme after 4 o'clock this afternoon. So good for him.